Good evening, everyone, and welcome this evening, 5 o'clock, 5:01 Eastern, actually, here in the U.S., to be exact. And I hope all of you guys are doing well. I was on a stream earlier with Rick the Ukrainian, and it's a little weird black overlay fragments on the lower middle of your screen. Keep me straight, Dr. Two. So there's an echo. 1 second. Thank you. 1 second. How about now? You should have no echo. I'm thinking. Are we good now? I think we're good now. Thank you for that. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to get going, and plus on the echo being gone. I've got a new system here that I'm integrating, and it's a little goofy, but we're getting there. So thank you, and we'll make sure you see everything that we've got scheduled tonight. We are going to have an update from Pete tonight. I've been talking with Pete today, and he's doing well. He's had to be quiet for a couple of days due to just the reality of war. So earlier tonight, or today rather, I learned that I can put a patch on my microphone here. So I'm going to be changing patches on the microphone on the daily streams here like this. So today we're going to go with the Project Konstantin patch, and I think that is super cool. Or right at the height of your microphone as during your live stream seems to be something from your overlay. Oh, you're seeing two little lines there. I don't have an overlay. You're seeing actually two lines coming in from my network cabling. So I think that's what you're seeing there. Everything, here's no green screen here. Everything's real back there, but I think that's what you're seeing. I've got all kind of stuff to share with you guys tonight. So we're going to be doing the patch thing, and that's going to be cool. Thank you for all of you guys already in Papa Dutch. I have to know if I'm connected again. You are connected, and everyone is charged up. Let's do this. Thank you, Papa Dutch, Canadian military vet. This one is for you. Bombi 1138, welcome to crew member. Thank you for that. Thank you guys for continuing to give and support the armored snatch vehicle. You're going to be hearing more about that in just a few minutes. In fact, I'm going to do a Rick the Ukrainian thing. I can't believe I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. And I think I've got something interesting. I did a poll, and I know that some of you were in here earlier on Rick's stream. I'm going to raffle off some battle flags. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but when I do it, it's going to be done at professional level. So this Sunday, we're going to test one, and I'm going to do it on Rick's stream, and I'm going to do all the mistakes on Rick's stream. And that way, when I do it on my stream, it'll be correct. I'm just joking. I'm going to learn from Rick on these things. But I'm going to show those to you tonight because we did a poll on Rick's channel today, and I said, is this a good idea? And it was like 97% were, yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe not an auction, but do a raffle where people can, for example, buy a ticket for $10 and have a chance to win it, do it live during the hour stream, or maybe do a 2-hour stream and do that. And I'm going to have the right software, and listen, we'll do it right. I think you guys know that, as all of us do. I was looking in here. I saw some questions earlier and want to say hello. Bombi 1138, she became, I said she, but I'm a she or he, thank you for joining the Hope Train. And Paul Deberts is in here, one of our great moderators, of whom we're very thankful. Earlier also, I saw Lindsay Rogers. Thank you for donating those memberships right there. I saw some questions in here earlier. Trying to catch up with them. It's like pages and pages of comments. But thank you guys for all of that. And I'm just scanning through them, and I see all of your names, and it's getting hard now to keep up, but it's a good problem to have, and let's don't stop that problem. But I did see some questions, and I wanted to answer one. If you put a question in here earlier, please put it back in here. So there was a couple of good questions, but I can't find them. I'm scrolling through all these pages over here. So if you had one, I'll try to keep an eye on it now. There it is. Canadian military vet. Did Pete get satellite internet? I'm assuming you're talking about Pete there. I think that's what the question said earlier. Yes, Pete has Starlink. 100%. Keep up the good fight. Dunk on you 23. Thank you for that. Papa Dutch, when we do all things together, and I'm going to get you guys here. Dunk on you. Keep up the good fight. Thank you. And yes, dunk on you. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. Number 23, dunking on you. Papa Dutch. When we do things together, all of us learn from, which is good because we are making it up as we go. That's pretty much right, but we're doing our best. What are we focused on today? We're focused on Pete, and I've got about 11 minutes of video that I'm going to be sharing with you. And yes, dunk on you 23. I do get it. You're going to enjoy that. I've got video from Fish. Tonight, everybody's wondering, where did Fish, his call sign right there, get his name from? Tonight, he answers that for you. So you guys, you know, you're a part of this family here. Additionally, we're also going to talk about a couple of strategic things. And for a couple of minutes, we're going to deal with Israel because I think it's going to affect what's happening in Ukraine. Now, look at this, guys. What do y'all think of that? Is that cool or what? My mother made that. My mother, actually, this was given to me as a gift by our resident Canadian, Pennsylvanian, Ukrainian, Paul Kiss. But then my mother took it and put the paint job on it. So this right here is Sweet Daddy. I don't know where it's going to go yet, but it's going to go somewhere. I'm beginning to become like Fred Sanford up in here. And it's not a junkyard, but I'm accumulating a lot of stuff here. Now, I'm going to come back at the end and talk to you about the raffles we're going to be doing because I want to make sure we have as many people as possible because this is going to be an incredible thing that's going to be something you want to participate in. That's where we're at. So guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing, commenting, liking, subscribing, doing all the things. We are growing. We're pushing our way towards 10,000 subscribers. It's been a long journey, but I think we're cooking now, and it's just because of the wonderful people like yourselves. So thank you. Today, as far as frontline updates, we're not going to be looking at the front lines. We're going to look at some other things, but I can tell you that Kharkiv has been under attack quite all day, to be quite honest, with shelling. And right now, let's see here. How do I move that over? Anyway, Ukraine is quiet. I can show it to you this way. Ukraine is quiet right now on the air alarms. Lugansk is always red, and Crimea or Krim is always red. And the three orange icons you see there that kind of looks like an artillery or a cannon, that's Nikopol, and Nikopol is always being shelled across from Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. So those are always, that's the static map. So right now we're quiet, and I will keep an eye on it as we're rolling. Now, speaking of Kharkiv, this is where I want to start tonight. Kharkiv, there was a lot of false narratives coming out with video. You may have seen it on Twitter or the news or Telegram with all these vehicles mass exiting Kharkiv and people were running away. Folks, it's not true. It's not real. That is Russian propaganda. People are not fleeing out of Kharkiv. Now, people are leaving it a little bit more than they were because it's getting quite dangerous there. But that was, if you happen to see that on the news or on Telegram or Twitter or whatever, that's not true. There's not a mass exodus from Kharkiv, but Kharkiv is under constant attack, and it's bad. Rick the Ukrainian up in here now. Hi guys, how are you all? Rick, thank you for being here, buddy. Enjoyed our stream earlier, and I'm learning from you, and you're gonna see the flags dropped back in just a minute. Dunk on you 23, when I predicted that it was Michael Jordan you were referring to, you gifted 5 memberships. Thank you for that. So I want to show you some video from a new school in Kharkiv. I want to keep you guys culturally aware, not only militarily aware and socially aware, but culturally aware here. Education system. This is how kids will be going to school in Kharkiv, underground, 6 meters in a bunker. Now, wherever you're at tonight, Think about that for a moment. How would you like your children or your grandchildren going into a bunker for school? But this is the reality of the front lines in Ukraine for war in massive cities like Kharkiv. They're trying to do things, most frontline towns, villages, cities, let's call it within 50 kilometers, 40 kilometers of the actual zero lines. The kids do not go to school. It may even be further, at least 50 kilometers. They do not attend school in person because it's too dangerous to bring groups together and gathering, and schools are targets. In fact, if you guys go back, a lot of you guys are new here. If you go back to a stream I did about January the 6th, January 7th, January 5th, it's called Operation Chocolate Drop. And we actually, through the generosity of all you folks and all you guys, were able to give Christmas gifts and chocolates to, I think it was upwards of 1,000 students from these different towns that came together and put on Christmas programs for them. One school had been destroyed. They had 425 students that had no school building. Actually, the building's basically leveled. It can never be fixed. A big old school building. So we were doing that. If you're here new, you can go back and about 90 days and you can see that actually what happened. And we brought together a large crowd and we were within the strike zone. So how did we do that? This is how dangerous it is for schools. Zhenya and our team worked with the military administration and the school administration and the local government representatives for months and months. And we had done smaller events there, and they trusted us that we were not collaborators, that we were not going to go in and drop a pin GPS wise and a bomb drop on the building. There was trust. And the reason we were able to gather a large crowd to do that is nobody knew about it. It was a secret operation, and the kids and the families actually got their message to come to this particular spot about 90 minutes before we actually did the event. And that's the way it had to happen. Nobody even knew it was there. We were inside the building, we were set up, and then they called the families, and the families said, bring your kids to this place right now. We're going to do a Christmas program, and these guys here are going to give you some gifts. And you saw the videos from that. So that's how it works. But Kharkiv, they're going to have some school underground. Take a peek at this. There's no music or sound. It's just video. So this is 6 meters underground. Kids' desks. No windows. It's really beautiful. And these teachers are proud of their school there. So guys, think about it tonight. When you're sitting down and having your dinner here in the East Coast of US, it's 5:14, or maybe you're getting a late night snack in Europe, or breakfast in Australia, lunch in Hawaii, whatever it is, life is relatively normal for you. You're definitely not sending your kids and grandkids to school in a bunker. It's a great school, but no bueno, to be quite honest. So let's look at a couple other things, because then I want to get you to Pete's stuff tonight. It's going to be incredible. I was thinking today, that's really a good comment. As soon as it pops up on my screen, I'm going to share it. There. BR Bowden, thank you for that super chat there. Ukraine building bunker schools for their children tells us that Ukraine is in this war for the long run and not going to give up. That is 1,000,000% truth. I'm very convinced. Not very convinced. I know I could actually get access to that school. So maybe, of course, you could never give the location. It's somewhere in Kharkiv city, which is massive. So maybe when I'm back in Ukraine here in a few weeks, we'll take you on a personal tour of that school. I think that would be super cool, and no problem. We could get in that school. Now, that led me to thinking, I was already thinking, after Ukraine successfully hit way over in Kazan, their longest strikes yet, about 1,250 kilometers, the oil refinery and the Shahid facility there, I started to think, okay, that's 1,200 kilometers. What on earth could Ukraine do that would be even within that range that could adjust the tide of this war some? And I instantly began to think of what everybody's talked about, and Ukraine has had some success in hitting it a couple of times, is the Kerch Bridge. Now, we know that Ukraine is basically owning the Black Sea. Yes, Russia does have nuclear-capable subs. They have nuclear-capable ships. They have cruise missile salvos that are loaded up. Right now, the number is about 50 cruise missiles are on standby out in the Black Sea, ready to roll, and Ukraine is expecting an imminent attack any day. And Russia's supply of missiles is solid and growing, and of course the drones. I said, but I was just thinking to myself, the Kerch Bridge, man, if we can fly these drones using this AI, get it all the way over to Kazan and strike, why can't we do some damage on that bridge? Lynn S., I see your question there, but I don't understand it. Could you add memberships to BMC? If somebody, one of the mods can help me understand that question from Lynn, that would be great. You can message me. I'm not, I don't, just help me out and I'll do whatever I can to help. 500 kilometers to the Kerch Bridge. So I'm measuring here from Kharkiv. Okay, so from Kharkiv city all the way to Kazan and to the strikes was about 1,250 kilometers. So I just simply did an equal measurement from the same spot in Kharkiv to the Kerch Bridge, and it's only 500 kilometers. It's nowhere. Zhenya and I can drive that in about 4 hours, the way he drives. But it's not that far. Ukraine's doing really good in the Black Sea. They've got these sea drones rolling around. Couldn't we do something on the Kerch Bridge? So I was thinking that, Dr. Tuso, thank you. Recurring memberships on Buy Me a Coffee. Yes, I can turn that on. Thank you. Now, appreciate that, and that will happen. I know right now that people are saying, okay, but at the same time, Russia is finishing up their new superhighway system running along the northern, on the coast there of the Sea of Azov, and they can still get supplies into Ukraine with no problem. I understand that completely. I really do. But here we're really not talking about, in fact, I'll do this for you guys right now. Let's do this. So we're talking about the Kerch Bridge here, which is right there. And of course, this is Crimea, which is Ukraine. And Ukraine does all their damage out there. Kharkiv is up here. And they went this way to take out the refinery, or to damage the refinery, or put some damage on the dormitory, the Shaheed manufacturing plant. Regardless, they hit targets. They were instilling that they have the capabilities to damage way out there. So from there to here's 500 kilometers. And I'm not even talking about the distance now. What I'm talking about is the psychological motivation that would be positive for Ukraine. We're looking for some positive news. And yes, I do understand that right now there is the new highway system that is back and rolling from Rostov-on-Don, coming through Mariupol, down through Melitopol and down into Crimea. It's working good. And additionally, the train, they're working on finishing up the train tracks. There was a word they were using. I'm thinking of when I was reading about it in some way. But anyway, the train tracks. So they've got multiple systems there. But what would be important here is the psychological win that Ukraine really needs. So it's great hitting these refineries. It's great hitting manufacturing plants. It's great hitting military targets and showing the world how it's done. But we really need a psychological win right now. We really, really need a psychological win. Yes, there is more air defense in Crimea. There is more everything in Crimea, but these Ukrainians are really good. Really, really good. They have basically no navy, and they have decimated the Black Sea Fleet. I mean, they've already shown that they can hit the bridge. And now with technology changing, and especially the AI that Ukraine is using, I think we could see something like that. So I was thinking about that, and then lo and behold, look what popped up today on multiple news sites. No choice. Ukraine eyes the Kerch Bridge in Crimea for drone attack. Third attack on the Kerch Bridge between Russian-occupied Crimea is inevitable, says Ukraine military intelligence. So I was just thinking about it, and then all of a sudden it was reported on Vox, it was reported on Reuters, and it was reported on all multiple places. I said, oh, okay, I was thinking right today. It's logical, completely logical, because Ukraine right now needs a moral push. They need an inoculation into their morale, not moral, a morale rallier. And hitting that Kerch, I think that would do it. So we'll see. We'll see. That was just what I was talking about. This shouldn't be public. Yeah. Yeah, it shouldn't be public, but they put everything public. The whole world is public now. And that's what I was talking about with last night on Andrew Mercado Media Stream, is the technology change. And then today we were talking about it with Rick, how that war has changed and technology has changed everything. Thank you, Cheryl. Morale boost. You guys are helping me out. This is the second stream of the day. Morale boost. Exactly. Alan WK, Ukraine needs to stop talking about plans. I don't actually disagree with that, but it's not going to change. It's not going to change. No different than Iran talking about their plans, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. Now, multiple reports today, and honestly, I concur here. In my opinion, I concur. I have talked with enough guys, and I have been everywhere along these front lines, and I think this is a fair headline. This is why Ukraine needs a morale boost. Ukraine is at great risk of its front lines collapsing. Now, not all of the front lines, but in certain locations, it may be one or two specific locations, there is a greater than 50% risk of the lines being broken through. If you guys have been watching Johnny, or you watch when I do the frontline updates, or other guys do, you understand different places on the battle line. And I'm not talking about Chasiv Yar here at all, but south of Chasiv Yar, and then around to the southern front, there is some risk. They called it multiples, great risk. It's definitely greater than 50% chance. Why? No stuff, as Johnny would call it. We need supply. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when the U.S. gets back to their business on the 9th of April, as promised, and what games will be played and what successes or non-successes will come. Also, UN today, Stoltenberg talking about the Ukrainian joining process of NATO is not as simple as just the EU inviting them or the NATO protocols, but it was a process, and it would be ongoing, and it's just not imminent. We've known this, but today Stoltenberg was talking about it pretty clearly. General consensus, I think that is a great comment right there. And guys, Jania is in the chat as well. Greetings from Ukraine. I feel Ukraine is trying to communicate the urgency of obtaining more support faster, or their risk of battlefield reverses and casualties. There's no question. And you guys that's a great comment. You guys are getting ready to hear Pete actually talking about this, and he's going to give you an update. Now, all the video tonight I will be showing you from Pete is approved. I've edited everything that needs to be edited as far as stuff that doesn't need to be shared, and we have the green light on it. So you will be hearing from Pete in just a few minutes from Project Konstantin. So we'll see. The lines are... we just have to wait and see. The title here is Ukraine is at risk, and let's be honest, Ukraine is at risk. And I personally feel, there's Jania right there, Matt Sutsa, greetings from Ukraine. Thanks for all you do for Ukraine. You guys know I believe in telling the truth, and when the truth comes, I believe the world responds versus trying to To say, you know what? You've been with me a long time, buddy. I appreciate you. U.S. still wants Ukraine fighting mobile warfare. Ukraine land can be 100% given to Russia as long as Ukraine people can fall back into EU countries. You know what, bud? You are a U.S. military veteran, and I salute you for your service. You know, and there are many other veterans in here, so you have understanding. It's very possible. I hate to say it. Robert Baggio, Pete needs help. You're going to be seeing that in just a moment. Super chat. Ukraine getting F-16s isn't just those planes' capabilities itself, but the NATO weapon platform that follows. It will open up large amount of different missile bomb types that can be donated from several NATO members. That is a fantastic comment. You know what? That comment is so good. I hope this link is still right.
Slava Ukraini.
Yeah, it's still right. Because I'm still dialing my system back in from being on the road in Ukraine so long. So yes, that's a great comment. And most importantly is the F-16s right now, the greatest thing they can do. And guys, remember, the F-16s will not win the war. It's not a panacea, but man, it will be a massive help that Ukraine needs, especially in the ability to defend the skies, not so much against the missiles, which it will help, but more specifically to help keep those glide bombs at bay. And that will be very, very important. So we'll see what happens in regard to all that. So day by day, we watch, and this is where we're at as far as Ukraine for tonight. Now, this is coming out, and guys, we need to pay attention to this. I know we're in here supporting Ukraine, but we also have to, unfortunately, keep our eye on this situation down in Israel, because there is a lot of chatter out there right now of the CIA warning Israel of a mass attack coming from Iran over the next 48 hours. And they were showing some graphics, how GPS, and I'll show you guys this stuff. This is really cool. GPS being disturbed down in Israel right now. And this is actually the heat map of GPS jam. And if you come down, it's red, which means high. It's greater than 10% all over Israel. And this was not this way. So this is some of the reasoning they're using to show that there could be an imminent attack coming. Not only that, other information that they are garnering. And additionally, Iran itself, they have been speaking with Syria directly. Remember, Damascus was hit. And they are looking at some type of joint strike. We shall see. I do not know. And you may ask the question, okay, Greg, we're here to listen to you about Ukraine, not Israel. But folks, listen to me very closely. If you do not think these wars are connected, then I have oceanfront property to sell you in Denver. If you do not think Russia's tentacles are all throughout this Middle Eastern region, doing the best they can to continue with destabilizing the Middle East, destabilizing Africa, destabilizing the Far East. Why? Why would Russia want to do that? Because it detracts the attention from what they are doing in Ukraine, the acts of genocide against the Ukrainian people. It's so simple and so logical. Yes, these are different wars. Yes, they were started on the outside for different reasons. But on the inside, they're connected. And I will not go into a biblical thesis for you right now, because we all have our opinions. But folks, there's a lot of stuff going on. And please hear me closely. I'm going to make a prediction for you right now. Not a prophetic. I'm not a prophet. Just a prediction. If Iran does a mass strike, whether it's through their proxies, the Houthis down in Yemen, whether it comes out of Lebanon, it comes out of Iraq, Syria, wherever, but it's significant. If something like that happens, The chances of the United States discussing aid for Ukraine on April the 9th is out the window, because every piece of attention will be diverted to that Middle Eastern region like we've never seen before. I'm telling you, that's the way it will work, and we better be just we'll keep our eyes on it. That's all I'm saying. But this is the chatter, and this will affect Ukraine significantly. Okay, guys, it's time for Pete's update, and I know that's why you're here tonight. We get the honor of getting a few video clips in from Pete. I've got a couple of video clips that will make you smile, and I've got a couple video clips where Pete is just going to talk to you point blank about the war in Ukraine and about reality of this war. So tonight, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you're doing. You are deeply appreciated. Mertzy, thank you for that $9.99 super chat there. Salt of the Earth, Red Earth, KK's GG is listening from work today. Can we get a shout out to KK's GG? KK's GG. You want a shout out? Here you go. KK's GG, you get the Hope Train shout out. Thank you, thank you. So here we go. Pete's update from Ukraine. I'm going to shoot you. Let me shoot you this video first here. This one's good. Well, it's not good. It's not good. Let me hit this button here. Just watch. Let's let that be a little bit of sobering reality. You see Pete sitting there in his position, and then you get to experience that. That, my friends, is reality. Linda S. from Australia, he didn't even flinch. The echo should be gone. I had to route something differently to hear the video. I think we're good. I hope we're good on the echo. Oh, man, come on, baby. I'll fix it. Now you don't have an echo now. Oh, 1 second. You will. Please tell me there's no echo. Perfect. Okay. Oh, he likes the echo. No, that's gone. That's gone. There. We should be good. I hope. Anyway, you saw it, and that is absolutely reality for Pete. You know, it's kind of weird, to be honest with you. Zhenya's in here. We hear all the time so much shelling and artillery, and nobody flinches. And here's the sad story. Let me go here on this. Here's the sad story. Children do not flinch. For adults and seniors, you know, you get used to it. But you have children walking around trying to still have some type of normal childhood, playing and explosions going off. And they do not even flinch. It's normal. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get this fixed before tomorrow night, I promise you. All right, here we go. That was Pete number 1. Here's Pete number 2. This one's longer, and Pete talking to you.
Evolving. I said to Helena yesterday, I wonder if the fact that we can't get into Medivac right now, the Medivac role, is that possibly we need to focus on more serious goal. I know it's hard to believe that there's something more serious than Kazivak, but there is. It's first line fighting. Let's support the ones who are defending those people that need to be fed, yeah? We can minimize the impact on those civilians if we make the army stronger by supporting them. Now, then we make the medics stronger by taking away some of the work from them, and we make them more permanently available on the front lines so that there's always a combat medic on station. Now, we seem to be evolving again. Now, instead of helping the medics be more present at their positions, let's minimize the workload on the medics by creating better fighters. That's where I see this thing. It just naturally, it's not naturally. Every day I pray to God for direction and good people. And I believe with all my heart right now, he's honing us into helping us to create better fighters out of Zbroje silne Ukraine, to help us to create better fighters out of the armed forces of Ukraine. So better fighters is a result of better equipment. If we give them a massive advantage with night vision equipment, thermal imaging equipment, and vehicles, and Starlinks, and drones. Until either the second coming of Christ happens, or the evil bastards that run this world decide they've made enough money and they decide to give us all the ammunition and planes, warplanes, that we need. Yeah.
So there you have it. Pete talking. I got one more video I'm going to share with him. Actually, two more. I do see that Canadian military vet, the OPSEC. Pete in that video is nowhere near, not even in the same region of where he fights. So it's all good on that. He's spot on as normal. And thank you guys for caring about his security and safety, but he's all good on that one. Now, here we go. Number 2. Pete, continuing to talk to you.
I've been quiet. Whenever we come off a mission from the front lines, I'm sure some of you are aware of this. When you go there, you become a machine that's hell-bent on survival. When you go to the front, it's a hell situation. When you come off the front, it's decompress. You've seen it in the movies. People go home from tours and they don't want to be with anybody. They don't want to talk to anybody. It's pretty much like that. 6 friends of ours I'm not ready to talk about that. A lot of people were lost, and to not want to know that information, I don't look at my phone for a couple of days. It's a very tough situation out here. We're still trying to find a stabilization point that is somewhat stable. It's very difficult. The whole area is being bombed to hell by FPVs and artillery. So medical evacuations are still not possible. John is being exceptionally helpful with bringing in vast numbers of donations, like Starlinks, and Greg has been with generators, and Stas has been with generators, and the chocolates, John. Ben, when you come down, you could be a vital link to help deliver medical aid to the frontline stabilization points that are out there, and other things. In the meantime, we desperately need prayers, and I will create some content that's safe to view, safe to put out there. Helene and I will try and make one today, appealing to the world. We're in a desperate, horrible, disgusting, murderous battle with FPV drones, and they are plentiful. They're everywhere on the front. They're scouring the sky. They're like permanently in the sky. So the drones are scouring the sky. And they are murdering us. One of our armored vehicles was destroyed the other day. It broke down. It had to be abandoned. We tried for 3 days to recover it, but eventually the drones found it. So we had 2 Humvees and a Novator. The Novator is no more. And we've got 2 Humvees that are barely surviving. We are but in the meantime, I propose that we hone our skills on the supply of vehicles. This is a constant, massive need. Vehicles. Starlinks, generators, optics. I'm talking about thermal imaging rifle scopes, which give a... What's the most powerful word I can find? Which give a game changer advantage on the battlefield. Imagine the situation here. You're sitting in your trench and you get attacked and you don't know where it's coming from. You vehicles, Starlinks, generators, FPV drones and reconnaissance drones. These reconnaissance drones, we lose approximately 10 a week. Mavics, between 5 and 10 a week, they get lost due to being shot down, being electronically brought down, due to be all sorts of variables.
There you have it, guys. That is Pete talking to you tonight, and I was watching all of your comments while I was listening there to Pete, and such beautiful comments. And he will be reading these. He may even be in here tonight watching. He's had a tough few days, and he's decompressing, but he was... Why is that reverb there? That's aggravating me. Is it? Hold it. Okay, I've got to get my sound. Tell me it's gone now. No, it's not gone now. Tell me it's gone now. Maybe it's gone now. Let's go with that one. I think we're going with that one. Pete's mom is coming to Ukraine. Don't want to give you the exact dates on that, but it's coming. It's just tough, guys. It's tough, and this allowed you to see better. Thank you. Plus is gone. Okay, we'll get it dialed in here. By tomorrow, it will be perfect. I promise you. There was some comments there. I want to show those. Linda S, Australia, 200 USD to Bethel for the armored vehicles. Thank you, guys. I will have an update on that coming soon. But I can tell you we're rolling. We were in a lot of work happening today for the armored snatches. As far as deposit going down, process, documentation, receiving organization, purchasing organization, VIN numbers, makes, models, year, mileage. It's a serious job. You just don't go buy an armored vehicle and drive it to Ukraine. I wish it was that easy, but it's not. But everything is going perfectly, and thank you. And yes, we need to get these snatches there as fast as possible, and we will. Blonde Bombsheller, someone needs to show these videos on the house floor. Completely agree. And hello to the kids there in Jersey. Robert Baggio, God bless you, buddy. That was going to Pete. And Papa Dutch, $5 super chat. This tells me I need to focus more sharply on ideas. Yes. Lynn saying we need to get the statues there immediately. Is there any way to track Russian drone operator positions? Not really. No different than Russia being able to track Ukrainian drone operator positions. The drones are being operated both remotely. For example, this is, I mean, it's nothing here, but, you know, near the zero lines from FPV drone operators, and they're everywhere. And then there are drones being operated from different cities, you know, across different places in Ukraine. The same thing in Russia as well. Greg, do you have enough drivers for the trucks? Yes, we do. In fact, going to try to work it out where Rick the Ukrainian will be driving one, and Andrew Mercado will be driving one, and myself and Zhenya. So yeah, we should be good on that, but thank you so much for that. Now, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? This is really good. Another key component in our community, of which you guys get frontline access here. You're sitting here listening to Pete talk, and Rick won't drive one. There's Jania coming in. In some cases, it's possible to track, but in most cases, no, exactly. And then somebody said, Rick won't drive one. And then here's Rick. Rick said, I will drive one. Rick, you're driving a snatch. That's awesome. All right, so here we go with Fish. Now, Fish sent me this video today, and I messaged him. I said, Fish, can I share this one? He goes, yeah, man, share this. Many people have asked, and let me go to this cam first. You guys get access here, and that's why it's so good to share this to others. Not because we want to get famous or any of that. Listen, if you wanted to get famous, you don't go to the front lines in Ukraine. You can get killed. What do we want to do? We want to help people that are being wiped off the planet. But unfortunately, I've had to learn the slow way that you have to talk about it. You have to share. You have to put out goals out there to raise money. You have to say, please like. I hate saying that. Please subscribe. I hate saying that. Please donate. I hate saying that. But you have to. And I'm getting over it now. I really am getting over it. But for a 51-year-old, it's hard to reprogram how I think in regards to that. My mama didn't raise me that way. And but I'm learning. This is how this new era works in 2024. And I'm very grateful, as Zhenya is, and all of our partners. But one of the great things you get is you get access to the best of our ability safely to share with you the truth of the front. Pete, Fish, all these other heroes. Pavel Ivanovich giving you his wisdom and his wit, and you name it, you're there. All those patches on the wall, folks, they're not bought on Amazon. Every patch there, I've been personally given. Every patch there. And every patch there has a personal story attached to it. So it's very special, and it's just our honor to be able to share that with you. So Fish is a major player in our family here, and his call sign is right there. He pulled it right off his jacket and said, Greg, you're Fish. Right there. Why is he called Fish? Well, here you go.
Грег, ты говоришь, почему я фиш, а вот почему.
I'm not going to translate it. He just said, Greg, why am I called
Батя
Fish?
мой.
Here's the reason.
Вот почему я фиш. Понял? Интересно, или Джек сбросил тебе адрес, и ты отправил ему эту передачу? Дай мне ответ, пожалуйста.
Fish there having finally a couple weeks of rest after 5 months straight fighting. He was able to get a couple of weeks to see his family and go fish. So we're very happy about that. He was also talking about Jack. Jack is a guy that did some training out of the United States for Fish and other soldiers early in the war. And he sent me some gifts to mail to Jack here in the United States, and I will be doing it. So that's what he was talking about as well. So that's Fish, and that's why he's called Fish. Now, the last thing I want to share with you guys tonight, and I told you I would, I'm getting, you guys getting to see Fish go fishing. It's awesome. So we are going to do something special. And just like I was giving my little speech there about hating to do all this new stuff and talk about liking and subscribing and donating, and you guys do an amazing job. And I believe we're putting the rubber on the road so you can see your love and your donations in action, and you will see more and more and more of it. But we want to smash out this armored vehicle project. We're 50,000 away, and that's for 4 armored snatch. I mean, tricked out guys. Done deal. Just like Pete was talking about, the anti-drone or the drone jammer systems, the winches, the run flat tires, night vision, everything. We're not giving them just an armored vehicle. We're giving them the Pimp Daddy tricked out, Pimp My Ride armored vehicles. And actually, Zhenia's setting up some private etchings to go on them. I'm giving you secrets away. All right, here's your secret today. Your guys' names are going to be on the snatches. All of these communities working together, and the great people of the world who did this going to be etched on the side of those trucks going to the front lines. Going to be awesome. Now, what are we going to do? I'm going to do some experimentation with some raffles, maybe once or twice a week. I'm not going to overdo it, but maybe a couple of days a week, I'll do a longer stream and do a raffle. And I'm going to have the right software. Everything's going to be perfect. But you ready for this? How about some battle flags or flags right from the 0 line? In fact, let me crank up the lights here. Whoa, ignore my head here. Check this out. Fish, and he had another guy in his unit draw this picture of Taras Shevchenko, who is a famous Ukrainian, very, very historically important poet and writer responsible for a lot of Ukrainian culture. And this flag, folks, comes right from the 0. Okay, so thinking about gonna do some raffles, and everybody in Rick's stream said, okay, just, and I'm leaving my lights bright for 1 second. I'm gonna show you another flag. Actually, no, let's don't do that. It looks terrible. Rick said, the guys in Rick's chat earlier said, yeah, just do like a $10 ticket, and I'll get some software. And we'll just do like a 2-hour stream with raffling a flag. Now, you ready for this? Not an auction, a raffle. You just buy a ticket for $10. Okay. You ready for this? I have 50 of these. I left 50 of these flags with fish, and I said, dude, do some artwork on the zero with these. I have 50 of these we're going to do raffles with and do different things. Going to be awesome right from the zero. Now, are you ready for this one? That's nothing. I have some national flags. I have Poland, UK, Germany, Italy, EU, I think Canada. I couldn't find an Australian flag, and so many of you guys are from Australia. I'm sorry, but I did the best I could. Hard to find flags in Ukraine. I have a US flag, and I'm going to show you this. All right, guys. You ready for this one? This is the EU flag. Straight from the zero line. Signed by an entire unit. Is it coming through okay? Can't see. Look at this, guys. I feel like I'm Rick the Ukrainian selling something. Look at that drawing right there. Just unbelievable. Sorry to cover myself up, but I'm reading it. One of the guys has signed here, "We're ready to resist. Thank you for helping us." Incredible. I have multiple nations of that, and that's signed by an entire unit. So, guys, we're going to be doing something special over the next couple of weeks with these, and yeah, the chat's going crazy now. So chills, all of that. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, guys. I hope you, when I'm saying that to say this, when you see the thumbnail come out and it says raffle night for a flag, make sure you're there for that stream. Make sure you tell others, because these really are special. I left these with the units for about a month, and finally they got them all ready. Of course, they're fighting a war on a zero line, and they got them all signed and folded them all up and put them in a bag and said, "Greg, take them." So who knows? We're going to do, the first one we're going to do is Sunday on Rick's stream, and Rick's going to teach me how to do a raffle. So Sunday, April, what is today? Wednesday the 3rd, 4th, 5th, Sunday, April the 7th on Rick's long stream. I'll be there for a majority of it, and we will do a raffle, and I'll be learning. I got some really good nerds on my team that can help me with the software and do whatever we need to do and figure out how we're going to do it. Additionally, you guys ready for the next one? Okay. Are you ready? I do not know how we're going to do this, but I have 100% permission. And not only permission, it's the green light. This, guys, is the Padyaka, certificate of appreciation. And I got to get the angle right there. And this is from the 3rd Assault Brigade, Lazov. From the commander to Greg Terry and the entire YouTube community. And you can see here the official stamp from Ukraine and the official signature. This is the real deal. Okay? Now, let me tell you how much these soldiers think thank you and think about all of you. They see all this huge money being given. They think they're so grateful. They know it. They're in here watching, okay? They're not saying anything. They watch. They read the comments. They're here. They may not be live. They'll watch it tomorrow. They go and sit in bunkers for days. And they charge their cell phones back with power banks that we've all bought them. They're watching our streams and just looking for the comments. That's what they do, among other things. But they gave me a blank, meaning an official certificate of appreciation that they wanted me to share with you guys who are helping to support them by buying tourniquets and armored vehicles and all these things. So that one is not filled out here. It's blank. It's officially, I've got it already put away. It's officially stamped, sealed, signed, sealed, and delivered. And they said, Greg, you know what you can do? You can make, like a high resolution scan of this, or like a PDF, and you have our permission. If people are giving and donating and caring, please email them a copy, or they can download it. Have a link and they can download it, take it to their printer and print out their own personal certificate. They can write their name in and know that we deeply appreciate them helping us. This is the quality of the Ukrainian heroes. So this is coming as well. We're going to start with the flag raffles, but then we're going to be moving to this. And you guys are going to be getting some 3rd Assault Brigade thank you official certificates. And hold that up. The Sage, you driving me nuts, dude. That's so funny. So there we go, guys. So thank you. Thank you. I hope today you felt the love. You feel the care. And guys, listen, if you have, so many of you are so good and so kind. If you have suggestions, please, I have a lot of emails I'm working through right now. I've had a lot of meetings since I've gotten back into the United States, getting things squared away for the Snatch Project, and also getting my studio back into business and all of these things. So when I've not been preparing for the stream and getting stuff run, I'm not even have been in here to be able to do emails or anything. Plus my family hadn't seen me for 3 months. But I'm getting back in the saddle now, and I will be responding to your emails. So guys, if you have even ideas, you've seen what we're going to be doing or thoughts, how to do it better, please feel free to email me with your suggestions, and we'll work out the best way. Just know that you are deeply appreciated and valued. And these heroes on the front lines see what you are doing, and they feel it. And they want you to know that they are grateful. So they take some time and they'll sign a flag, or they'll print out a certificate of appreciation and get it, guys, to get the stamp on it. It's not easy. It's the official Ukrainian stamp of appreciation and the signature of the commander. So thank you. And they want you to know that. So thank you for everybody. Mercy for Pete, $10 for Pete. I'll get that to him, of course, no problem. This tells me Papa Dutch, I need to focus more sharply on ideas. A Leather Cat member for 1 month. Crew member, all the loves and hugs to Pete. A precious treasure. Thank you for that. Sue Ross, welcome to Engineer. BME, 5 quid. Wish I could give more, Greg, but if I can give this, I'm sure everyone else can. Slava Ukraini. Geroyam Slava. Maybe tomorrow. Crew member 1 month. Thank you, Greg. Love and hugs to you, Pete, Fish, and Zhenya. Papa Dutch, $2 donation. I don't need the incentive because I care. We thank you for that. Nafo, Kepi, Blanc, Fella, gifted 10 experience memberships. Thank you for that. Tito Valenzuela, $19.99. Tito, I couldn't get the stinking... yes, I remember where you're from, Tito, and I could not find a stinking piñata or other things to make one, paper mache in Ukraine. I had a couple of buddies looking for it, but you were able to see Kirill, but thank you for that. Robert Lockhart, 10 euro there. Do we need get 3 tickets for the price of 2? You know what? I have no idea. listen, I know where my expertise ends, and it ends when we get into stuff like this, but we're going to be coming up with it. So thank you. How close are we to the 4th ambulance? We're $50,000 away, and we are going to smash that all together through some of these projects and say thank you. So guys, that's where we're at. Thank you for being here, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, on the Hope Train rolling. Special thanks, Jania in here tonight. Special thanks for Fish sending the video why he's called Fish. Special thanks for Pete sending me all the videos so that I could share it with you. And thank you for all that you do. You guys are the best. You be blessed. Slava Ukraini.
Слава Україні!